You're listening to the One Man Show Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
Hey kids, welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. I am your host, Aaron Weinbaum. It's been a long week without any MMA, but we're going to pick the fights for UFC 247, John Jones versus Dominic Reyes, taking place this Saturday, February 8th at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. And I want to remind you all, if you are on the Periscope, feel free to join in. YouTube, same deal. Make sure you hit subscribe as well. And if you're audio only, feel free to leave me a nice little review on iTunes. 5 stars, of course. Let's get to the fights. First off, man, what a weird fight this is. Derrick Lewis versus Ilir Latifi. You know, Latifi, not a very big guy, moving up to heavyweight from light heavyweight. He's only 5'10". Only got a 73-inch reach. Let's take a look at Derrick here. 6'3", 79-inch reach. So already, this is looking a little ominous, man. This is, I don't know. I don't know if he just doesn't want to cut the weight or what. Not a big guy. And let's not forget, in the past, Ilir Latifi's been beaten by the much smaller, now middleweight, Gegard Mousasi. Let's just run through it, though. Let's be fair. All right. Last up, hired a nutritionist, Derrick Lewis. He's a slim 265. He did look a lot better. Like the belly was, you know, he could see his toes, I guess is the best way to put it. He just beat Blagoy Ivanov. I see I got lots of viewers on here. Feel free to chime in and say hi and help me pick a fight or two. Before that, 2 losses in a row. Junior Dos Santos, belly punches, I believe. And Daniel Cormier kind of ran through him here in 2 rounds. Rear naked choked him. Before that, though, nice little win streak. Alexander Volkov, Francis Ngannou, in the most boring fight of the century, and Marcin Tybura. Now let's take a look at Ilir Latifi here. Oh, thanks for the retweet there, Alicia. He just has not looked real good at the top tier of the light heavyweight division. Just losing to Volkan Ozdemir, knocked out in round 2. Before that, a unanimous decision against Corey Anderson. He does have a nice couple wins, though. I mean, OSP, he submits him the very first round, guillotine choke. Tyson Pedro. Before that, he loses to Ryan Bader. I just don't like this fight. I don't like this fight at heavyweight. I don't like the fact that he's moving up. I don't know. And maybe I'll be surprised. I did, of course, pick against Conor McGregor a couple weeks ago. So I've been known to be wrong a time or two or so. I don't know. But I gotta say, I like Derrick Lewis in this fight. I don't see how Latifi gets it done unless it's some sort of strange submission or whatnot. And if Derrick Lewis comes in shape, like nutritionist Derrick Lewis, like the last fight, yeah, I gotta say, Derrick Lewis for the W. Not the strongest card, really, and just much like a couple weeks ago, the Conor McGregor, Donald Cerrone card, but of course I'll get it. Of course I'm going to get the card. Of course I'm going to watch it. All right, Mirsad Backtick against Dan Iishe. People are looking here like Dan Iishe could be the upset, and I don't know that I don't disagree. Let's take a look at Mirsad Backtick here. TKO'd by Josh Emmett that last fight back in July. Before that, 2 wins in a row, Ricardo Lamas and Guido Fiero Pepe. And let's look at Dan Iishe here. You know, nothing but wins as of late. Kevin Aguilar, Danny Henry, Jordan Griffin, Mike Santiago. But the thing is this, I haven't really heard any of these guys. Strength of schedule, you know, you got to think Backtick takes it. I mean, he's fought some killers, but man, I don't know. I don't think I can quite go with the upset here. I think Mirsad Backtick probably takes his fight. All right. Next up, Juan Adams versus, I've never heard of this guy before. I hope they're setting this up for a Juan Adams win, but Justin Tafa, nicknamed the Bad Man. All right. Well, let's take a look at Juan Adams here. Heavyweight. No one can pull off a romper like him. He's got a great personality. I think he moved up to Jackson Wink this camp. He wanted to actually, I guess he had trouble getting sparring partners where he was training before. But he does have 2 losses in a row in the UFC. Greg Hardy TKO'd round 1. Decision against Arjan Boulahar before that. And he does have a win, though. Chris De La Rocha. And he is also a Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series alum. So he has a win there, which, of course, got him in the UFC. I liked him in the Greg Hardy fight. I thought he should have won that fight, but no. And, all of his wins are TKO, man. 5 of them dating back to June 2017. And then you got Justin here. Tafa. I've never really heard of him before. I'm not going to lie. He has a loss against Jorgen De Castro in the UFC way back in October. And he's got 3 wins against guys I've never heard of in the XFC. I like Juan Adams in this fight. I want Juan Adams to win this fight just because I like his personality. I think the heavyweight division could use more magnetic personalities like him. And I want to see it. I think the UFC is setting him up to win in this fight. First of 2 title fights here. Valentina Shevchenko against Caitlin Chukagian. I may or may not have said that correctly. I'm proud of myself. And like I said, I got some Periscope viewers on here. Feel free to help me pick some fights, chime in, whatever. Say hi. Or, middle finger emoji. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't play on the audio. All right, so let's look at Shevchenko. It's hard to say she had an uninspired performance against Liz Carmouche, but, it is what it is. You're fighting one of the best in the world. I hate that Liz is gone. I think she did sign with Bellator, so congratulations to that. For that, the nasty head kick against Jessica Ai takes Joanna Jędrzejczyk to a decision where she pretty much dominated the whole fight. And her last loss here was at 135 pounds against Amanda Nunes, the very dominant bantamweight champion, and it was a split decision. So go figure. And then you got Caitlin Chukagian. I think this fight should have happened sooner. The timing wasn't quite right. I think Caitlin was getting married and whatnot. But Caitlin, 2 wins in a row. Jennifer Maia, John Calderwood did lose to Jessica Ai. Split decision. That was way back December 2018. So, Alexis Davis. Listen, I like Caitlin. I think she's a great fighter. Also has a loss to Liz Carmouche way back when. And this is 2016. But I don't see anyone stopping Valentina, even if it's an ugly, boring fight, whatever you want to call it. I think Valentina has this, and I don't think she has anything really to worry about here. And I think she's probably the flyweight women's champion for some time to come. All right. Dominic Reyes against John Jones. Does Dominic stand a chance? Let's take a look at Dominic real quick here. Nothing but green. All wins. Weidman spoiled his light heavyweight debut. Debut. What's this debut? All right. Beats Volkan Ozdemir. Split decision. OSP decision. Jared Cannonier, before he moved down to middleweight, knocks him out. Jeremy Kimball. A bunch of guys below that I've never heard of. But let's take a look at the possible GOAT at the light heavyweight division, maybe soon to move up to the heavyweight division and take on Stipe if Stipe gets by Daniel Cormier. All right. Thiago Santos, a split decision win. Thiago, of course, moving up to light heavyweight from middleweight some time ago. Both his knees nearly came off in the fight. If they didn't, many think that Jon Jones lost that fight. And it's very possible that Jon Jones did lose that fight. Beats Anthony Smith, Lionheart Smith. Beats Alexander Gustafsson. Takes him out in round 3. He beat DC twice. OSP, Glover, Chael, Vitor, Rashad Evans, Lyoto Machida, Quentin Jackson, Mauricio Shogun Hua, Ryan Bader. Come on. The list goes on and on and on. Stephan Bonner. Golly, I mean, he's just taken everyone out. And it's hard for me to really get behind Dominic in this fight. And I don't think I can. And maybe he'll surprise me. You know, he's got some power going backwards. I think Jon, you know, I don't know what Jon's going to do. I never know what Jon's going to do. I don't know that Jon knows what Jon's going to do. But in the end, I think Jon Jones stays the light heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, that's it. UFC 247 this Saturday. I will be watching. I hope you're watching. And for those of you that were on the Periscope, I had lots of looky-loos today, Periscope and YouTube, but nobody wanted to comment. All good. I'm just glad you're here. So until next time, this is Aaron Weinbaum, the MMA Fight Picks Podcast. Shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.